Welcome back to another video with MTG Josh. In today's episode we will be looking at Vorinclex Monstrous Radha. So it's a 4 green for a 6/6 Phyrexian Praetor. So you might recognise this guy from New Phyrexia. Seems like it's invaded Kaldheim now. It has Trample and Haste, and if you would put one or more counters on a permanent or player, put twice that many of each of those kinds of counters on that permanent or player instead. And if an opponent would put one or more counters on a permanent or player, they put half that many of each of those kind of counters on that permanent or player. So yeah, it's an incredible buff for your guys and a really nasty debuff for your opponents. One really cool synergy with Vorinclex is, if an opponent plays a Saga, the Saga will come in and it won't get any counters because it says rounded down, so one rounded down would be 0 in this case. So it literally disables Sagas and it doubles all your Sagas. And to synergize with putting more counters on, you can play stuff like Hardened Scales to put an additional counter on. And then a really nice addition to Arena is Branching Evolution, which is, if you would put one or more counters on, put twice that many counters on instead, so it's like having another copy of Vorinclex. So yeah, with that in mind, let's get into a few games and see how many counters we can put onto our creatures whilst Vorinclex crushes the opponent with haste. Cool. Okay, so I'm starting to think that Vorinclex must be tier 1, because everything I'm facing so far is also tier 1, so that's fair enough. It is a pretty powerful card. So the opponent is a Sithis, so going to be a heavy enchantment deck. Whenever they cast enchantment, they draw a card, gain life. We do have some lands, some ramp, so yeah, we're going to keep this. If we can get into Vivian Reed, that would be nice. The issue would be dealing with Sithis as fast as we can. We do have an answer, but they're going to get the Sithis now, which is just completely crazy. So I think we're just going to have to erase them. And the good news is Sithis is an enchantment, so if we can get Vivian Reed out, it'd be good. I mean, we could even Prey Upon if we were desperate here. Baffling End. Oh yeah, okay, so because Authority of the Consoles, my creature came in tapped, so that's annoying. Lost our ramp there. That is very unfortunate. Okay, Garrick. I think for now we're just going to ramp. Yeah, it's always a bit nail biting when you're facing a Sithis deck, because you never know how many cards they're going to get to draw. A lot of great enchantment removal as well, like Baffling End. Night of Autumn, luckily that comes in, that completely misses. They will be able to get counters, but they don't draw, which is nice. It does mean that our Vivian won't be able to safely enter the battlefield. However, we can go for Garrick, though, so it will come in tapped, creature. But we can fight the Sithis, so that is very important. So unfortunately we will lose the Garrick, but at least we have a 3/3 in case they want to attack the following turn. If they cast a Sithis again, then we can block the Night of Autumn in the following turn. Yeah, this Authority of the Consoles is actually mega annoying. I have a friend who always plays this card in his commander decks, and it doesn't look that great, but the incremental advantage that this gives you is pretty crazy. Your opponents can't block, your opponents can't attack with haste, and the life gain doesn't seem very good, but it really does add up. Vanishing Light. Okay, so I've got all the removal here. Let's see, so we could go for Vivian Reed and then tick up, or we could go for Vorinclex and then next turn go for Vivian Reed with 10 loyalty. Let's just see if Vorinclex survives this. They probably have another way to exile it, which is going to be annoying. Although if they do exile it, we could Vivian Reed. Okay, so that's lucky. Nice. Okay, this is really good. So Vivian Reed comes in with 10 loyalty here.
Let's see if you're worthy.
Yeah, let's ultimate.
Nothing stands before nature.
So now our creatures are, what have they got? +2/+2 Vigilance, Trample, Indestructible. That is pretty insane. So this is probably why Vorinclex is tier 1, because you can auto ultimate so many of your planeswalkers. So yeah, they will be able to exile Vorinclex with exile, but yeah, okay, so they're going to turn it into a 3/3 with no abilities. I think. Oh, okay, so the emblem still gives it +2/+2, so that's good. So it's still a good blocker. So luckily they didn't have the mana for cast out there, because that would have been able to deal with Vorinclex. You do get the 4th land, which is annoying because I've been lucky with everything else so far. We're probably going to see a double attack here into our Planeswalker. Okay, so yeah, this is where we want to go and get rid of the Citizen Champion because that gives some more value over time. We can't say Vivian Reed either way, even if we block the stronger one, so we might as well take care of the best utility creature. Okay, this is funny. Here comes Ugin. This could be a concession here, because Ugin comes in 14 loyalty counters. -3. Screw you, said this. So this will get rid of their entire field and the Kenrith's transformation. And now we're back to business. Swinging in for 8. I would be very impressed if they come out from this, but I honestly have no mercy if anyone's using tier 1 decks. It's funny because although Vorinclex is apparently deemed a tier 1 deck, I don't actually see it very much. I guess maybe it's not as appealing as drawing a card every turn or appealing as Golos and Prismatic Bridge, but I think it's definitely mental how powerful this card actually is. Obviously you've seen 2 Planeswalkers come out with loads of loyalty, so here comes another exile effect. This is getting silly now. So how many exile effects is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 exile spells we've seen in our opponent's hand. Okay, so we're going to get rid of the dinosaur. That is a bit odd, not going to lie. Yeah, I think that means they're just dead then. Because then we can also activate the Faceless Haven, swing in for 11 damage. Nice, that felt pretty good. Okay, so our first opponent is an Essica Prismatic Bridge deck. Also, apologies for my voice if it cracks a bit. Do have a bit of a sore throat. I'll try my best to get through. Starting hand is pretty average. I don't really think that mulliganing is going to get us much better in this case, but we do have a bit of a removal spell, ramp spells, and hopefully get into Vorinclex as soon as we can. Hopefully along the way we do draw some kind of enchantment removal, so we can get rid of the Prismatic Bridge. I'm sure you've all seen this card before, I've made videos about it. It's pretty mental. So yeah, let's Migration Path here to get a couple of forests into play. Not gonna lie, that's a really good start, so we can get Vorinclex out in the next turn. Chances are high that the opponent will have a removal spell for it though, so it might be a very short-lived Vorinclex here. Looks like they've got some kind of flicker strategy. Let's see. And we could fight the Cloudkin Seer, but I think what we're going to do instead is, okay, fair enough, just got an extra land with the Impulse there, but we will swing in. If the opponent kills Vorinclex, it will be quite annoying and it will slow us down a lot. So yeah, as I suspected. Okay, that was weird. I mean, they could have drawn an extra card with the Cloudkin Seer with the Thassa end of turn flicker, but I guess because they didn't have any lands, they just decided to concede. That's a little bit disappointing, considering they have an Essica. But yeah, fair enough. Moving on to this game. Okay, so we're going to have an interesting matchup here versus Jeskai Narset deck, so they're probably going to be quite control heavy. Starting hand looks like Magical Christmas Land, but we don't have more than 2 mana and not really any early ramp apart from Rishkar, so we're going to mulligan this. This is slightly better. We have a bit of ramp. Ugin does seem incredibly far away, but we've got turn 1 play into turn 2 ramp, so that could be decent. So yeah, let's get some early aggression out here. And then we're probably going to ramp with the sequence. Nice, so we drew the land, which is very important. And we get another land out. And a nice bit of synergy with the Swarm Shambler. So the Shambler says, whenever a creature you control with a counter on it becomes a target of a spell on opponent controls, you create a 1/1 insect. So that's pretty decent. When they kill our things, we can replace. Yeah, so there we go, just an example. Get an insect back. Okay, let's go for the Eye of Vecna, so we do need a bit more mana now. Okay, so luckily we did get another land. And I think for now I'm just going to pump up the Shambler and swing with the insect token. So yeah, just pumping this once means you're doing double damage. So that could be relevant. Banishing Light? No, they're really getting rid of our early stuff. Do I want to pay? Yeah, I think I'm going to pay. Just need some more lands here. Goes Quarter and a Signet. Decent, so that comes in untapped. Nice, so we can potentially play Vorinclex in our next turn. Yeah, a lot of historic Brawl plays lately, just all their spells seem to be ramp. Which is, sorry, not ramp, kill spells, which is quite annoying, so it's hard to get anything to stick. And we might as well swing with the Vorinclex, they probably won't block here. Unfortunately, because the enemy has white mana, they will have access to exile effects, so we have to be cautious. So here comes Narset with 2 loyalty. So she... Okay, so straight up killing the Narset. They're probably going to discard a card that's 6 mana to kill the Vorinclex here.
Think, then act.
Okay, well at least they got rid of a Chandra. That would have been very nightmarish to get rid of. So let's not pay. Okay, let's see if we can resolve a Froghemoth here. Cool. So this is an instant. So, okay, let's swing in with a Froghemoth. If this hits, this could be pretty nice. So exile stuff from the graveyard. Yeah, and that's a nice way of meaning they can't shuffle it back in. Yeah, I don't really get it. I don't really get people who concede that early. What's so important about me exiling those 2 cards? You'll notice in a lot of my videos that people just quit when I mess with their graveyard. I just don't understand. Yeah, just confused there. Okay, so we're facing a Brunor Battlehammer red-white equipment deck. That should be interesting. Never seen one of those before. Starting hand is it's not that great. We've got a couple of protection spells that we don't really want early. We've got Cultivate at 3 mana, but we only have 2. We are on the draw, so we could potentially find an extra mana. But yeah, I'm just not into this hand. This is slightly better. We've got the 3 mana, some ramp. And then Vivian is going to be useful in this match because they're going to have artifacts with the equipments that they can attach for 0 mana once per turn. So let's start with the Shadow Spear. We can't equip that for a while, but might as well utilise our mana. Okay, so we could be in trouble here. They've got SRAM, so whenever they cast artifact, sorry, or equipment or vehicle, they draw a card. And it also has Ward 1, which makes things a bit tricky for killing, especially with fight spells. Archon of Emeria. So that says each player can't cost more than one spell a turn, and none basics enter tapped. Yeah, that is very annoying. Very annoying indeed. Gem Razor. Okay. Gem Razor could be good here. So yeah, we use it to kill the equipment they have. And we also have Reach. So that was a super lucky top deck. And let's hope the opponent doesn't realise that Gem Razor has Reach. The amount of people that fall for that is a lot, including myself. Here comes Bergie. So Bergie could be a good one to try and kill there. Unfortunately, we can't cast the Vivian because of the Archon. So what we could do is Prey Upon, and we'll fight the SRAM because that gives them the most cards, which is pretty relevant, and then we'll equip the Spear to the Gem Razor. So, going to be a bit defensive. Bergie with their Archon is a bit of a numbo because Bergie wants you to cast lots of spells. Whenever they cast a spell, they get red mana, but they can't actually utilise this extra red mana because they can only cast one spell a turn. So kind of, unless they have activated abilities, they're not going to be able to utilise that mana. So in a way, having the Archon around is quite useful for me because it's stagnating the opponent's plays. And strangely, they wanted to cast the Adanto Vanguard over their General, which I find a bit odd. Blossoming Defense. So we could cast Vivian Reed. How much mana does that give? So we can actually cast a Vorinclex here. So yeah, let's go for that. So hopefully the opponent doesn't have Mana Tithe. That would be ruinous. Okay. Yeah, so the reason we could cast Vorinclex is because the Gem Razor can tap for mana. And that mana was put into Castle Garenbrig. And then that becomes 6 mana. Sounds pretty cool. Okay, so here comes Luca. So the only thing Luca can actually really do is discard a card to draw a card, but they can't do that. They can't even do the -2 to return a creature from the graveyard because it just gets the SRAM back for nothing. Yeah, slightly disappointing end to a game there. The opponent I felt like the opponent stumbled on their own Archon. Yeah, that was just unfortunate for the opponent not being able to get any more synergies, but yeah, apart from having that one equipment, nothing else seemed to work with each other. So if I was the opponent, I would probably take out the Archon of Emeria because it just... Well, take that out or the Bergie because they just don't work together. Cool, moving on to the next game. Okay, so facing off against a mono-white Heliod Lifegain deck. Starting end is terrible, so we're going to mulligan that. And this seems a lot better. So let's go turn 1 Ozolith. So that's a nice setup with Scavenging Ooze. I think we'll go for the Llanowar Elves first. Just gives us a bit more options. Okay. So now we can go for the Ooze. And then, yeah, let's go for Lurd Hydra and pass turn. So we've almost got enough mana for Vorinclex. Once we get that out, it should be a lot easier to end the game. So Clarion Spirit says whenever you cast your second spell you get a 1/1, so that could get quite annoying. especially when you combine Daxos's Lifegain with the creatures coming in, and if they have Heliod out, then things could get pretty hairy. The Vigilance on the Clarion Spirit there is annoying as well. Oh, that could be pretty good. So yeah, let's use the Hydra for this. And yeah, let's pass a turn, let's keep defensive. So on our next turn we're going to get 3 counters on a creature we control, so that could be good. Because then we can fight something with Titanic Brawl. And that will be really useful to then keep the Scavenging Ooze going up, because once we kill a creature we can then exile it from the graveyard to put another counter on it. Okay, so they're going to gain some life and draw a card. So it's strange they didn't do that after casting Heliod, because that would have gained them a counter as well. Okay, so they're going to get another Spirit. Well, the good news is if the opponent has a board wipe, it will hit all of their stuff as well. So I'm not too worried about going wide. So we also have Broken Wings that can destroy Artifact, Enchantment or Flying, so this can even kill the Daxos if we really want to. Okay, Voracious Hydra, that's going to be good. So what should we do next? So these are instant speed, so that's going to be useful. I've got 5 mana. So yeah, I think for now we just pass the turn. If they cast the Heliod here, I think I'm going to Broken Wings the Daxos. And then we can still Titanic Brawl something. Okay, so Johnny's welcome. So I think now we're going to fight the Clarion Spirit, because I don't want them to get any more 1/1s out of this. So that was an important one to kill there. Glorious Anthem, okay. So the opponent seems to be trying very hard to not cast their Heliod. We will be drawing 2 cards in our next turn because we have a creature of power 4 or greater. Okay, so Sentinel's Eyes comes down. Okay, so this is where we're going to kill the Daxos, because overall that's more synergistic than the Glorious Anthem, and then the Skews can even eat the Daxos. We can't block the Spirit yet, but we will. Oh, okay, so we've got a lot of options. 5 mana, so we could make a creature with Reach here. I think this is the best option. Yeah, I do like that. So now we can block the Spirit, and we'll hold back the Scavenging Ooze to protect our Vivian. So again, the opponent's missing a lot of life gain triggers by not having their Heliod. So some unusual sequencing. It's unfortunate that we've missed about 3 land drops, because we could have had the Vorinclex out there and then a very high loyalty Vivian. Hopefully they don't have another way to pump the Spirit, because we want our beast to be able to block it and trade. Ooh, Conclave Tribunal, interesting. Very interesting. So they're going to go for the Scavenging Ooze. Yeah, I don't know if that was a good play. Okay, again, people conceding before the game was over. Very strange there. Cool, so we go first against a red-green Radha deck. So they're going to be looking to play a lot of lands and then try to kill us with a Radha who gets pretty big actually with her ability. She can plus X until end of turn or X is the number of lands you control. So this is a really cool general. I've used her before myself, and I really do actually enjoy using it. It can be quite soft to removal spells, just like most decks, I guess. So next turn I think we're going to cultivate, and then that will help us get into the Vorinclex. Field of the Dead. I think Field of the Dead is probably my most hated card in the format. Every time I play Commander in paper, I just see this Field of the Dead. It's literally in so many decks now. It's at Sol-Ring status, I think, just how frequent this appears. There's just literally no downside to it. What can we do here? So let's go for the Cold Steel Heart. And the Harbinger, I think. Swing in again. So yeah, it's quite unusual that the opponent hasn't got any blockers or any support cards out yet. I guess they're just ramping into big stuff. Hopefully not on Ugin, that would be pretty bad. 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're 2 off casting an Ugin. So I think it's safe to go for the Vorinclex here. Let's go for a swing. Okay, and we can get oh yeah, let's get the Hungering Hydra, that could be good. So if we play that, that'll double the counters if Vorinclex is still alive. Ooh, Kogler. With a Heroic Intervention, very nice. So unfortunately, I didn't leave up a mana for the Blossoming Defense, that would have been good. That's fair enough. But what we could do is, how big can we make? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we could make Lair the Hydra become a creature here. Or we could just go for the Vorinclex again. But yeah, we'll pass a turn. I don't want to lose it to a Kogler, seeing as we're so close to killing them with lethal. Yeah, that was a very nice play from the opponent there, having the intervention. Yeah, so that's literally my fault there, not having the 1 green open for that. So that is a silly move on my part. So just make sure when you're playing to try and tap and use your mana efficiently. So Radha is getting close to a 1-hit kill. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. So 2 hits at the moment. Gem Razor would be good if it had any targets. So how much mana do we have? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we do this for 7. Yeah, so 7 in total. Okay, and then we'll just leave up the Blossoming Defense in case they try and target it. So this can't be blocked by more than 1 creature, and when it was dealt damage, put that many counters on it. So this is a crazy card. Doesn't have Trample, unfortunately. Okay, so they're going to be setting up the defences. They can have a lot. Unfortunately, we just don't have Trample yet. That's definitely the thing we need. They've got a 10-10, so they can definitely block our Hydra here. Voracious Hydra. Okay, this is good as well. So, similar to last time. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they want to go for 5, 6, 7. So don't forget, you can always hover over the autoplay. It'll tell you which land it's tapping. So yeah, that's what we want to do. And then we want to fight something. So, can he return the Kogler? Is Kogler even scary? No, I think we'll kill the Beanstalk Giant here. Be silly to not get rid of their strongest thing. And then, you know what, let's just start swinging in with the Hydra. If they block, then Hydra just goes up. So he'll get 4 counters, I think, because of the wording. Yep, so every time they block, it just makes the Hydra even stronger. I think their only out right now is some kind of board wipe. Ugin. Annoyingly, they've got so many zombie blockers here. I guess we can start swinging in with two things. Voracious Hydra does have trample, however. Wow. 3 zombies in one turn. So the opponent is desperately making blockers. They are digging as deep as they possibly can here. Okay. Yorvo's good. But yeah, let's swing in here. They're going to have quite a few blockers for these guys. I mean, they can kill the Hydra. Oh yeah, so Radha, I forgot about that. Yeah, Radha can actually pump up as well. Oh, so she's pretty huge. 15. That is unfortunate. Yeah, that is a shame. Didn't realise they could do it on defence, but that's a really good move. Okay, so that's going up. Guess for now we go for Yorvo. And emergency sequence, I think. Okay, let's see how lucky the opponent can get then. Yeah, need a way to kill the land would be pretty good. Elvish Reclaimer is going to be really annoying because this can get them lands from their deck. Okay, more lands. I think at this point I'm just going to leave the Hydra back as a blocker. Because Radha can get first strike and huge power up when she swings in. A braid. Yeah, that's fine. Not bothered about that dying. It's better to protect my larger creatures. Oh yeah, so annoyingly the Field of the Dead seems to be winning them the game. They've got at least 10 or more power just from that. So Hash Up Oasis doesn't even give trample. Okay, that's annoying. So we need some kind of card advantage. Okay, Dragon's Guard Elite, that could be interesting. Gets counters whenever you cast instants and sorceries. Lightning Bolt. Okay, so yeah, now we want to protect it. Because that could be game ending as well. Just being able to double all the counters on Dragon's Guard Elite. And yeah, because it says double, it actually quadruples with Vorinclex. So this could be a game ending card here. So let's just see how this goes. It's pretty impressive how the red-green deck has so many answers for me. Red, the things that red can offer don't really change green that much in Historic Brawl. I think in Commander the change is huge because you get access to stuff like Chaos Warp, Scrambleverse, and all the Chaos spells. But in this format, Harmonise, that's an interesting top deck for them. Oddly enough, they've not cast a single artifact or enchantment. Okay, so they're going to be ramping even more. So not only does this give them more zombies, it powers Radha up to incredible levels here. So it's going to be very hard to kill the Radha now, let alone anything else. I feel like the ship has sailed on killing the Field of the Dead as well. They're eventually just going to be able to kill us with the zombies, which is so annoying. I think Field of the Dead was definitely a mistake. So yeah, let's double the counters on Dragon's Guard Elite. Faceless Haven, okay. I think we're just going to play the... what can we do here? I was tempted to mutate the Gem Razor, but what would that really achieve? Maybe play it as a creature? No, let's leave it up. If they play Great Henge or something, could be very useful. If Dragon's Guard Elite had Trample, that would be amazing. On again. They've just hit all their draw spells, yeah. But not a single artifact or enchantment, so it's making my hand look terrible. Oh my goodness. Okay, Terror of the Peak. So we do have a way to kill it. So luckily that won't kill us. So yeah, now we want to kill the Terror of the Peaks. Now, annoyingly, the opponent can now cast lands from their graveyard, and they're going to get double triggers with the Ancient Green Warden. So this is incredibly bad. They basically have infinite zombies now. Okay. So I'm not really sure what I need anymore. Definitely not that. That is an enchantment. Okay, let's just... yeah, let's mutate onto the Hydra. Okay. So the Faceless Haven is a 1/1. That's strange. And now we have a trampling creature. So it's a shame we couldn't put it on Dragon's Guard Elite. But yeah, we've got a 24/24 reach trample here. So they're going to have to block this with a hell of a lot of stuff. So yeah, that was pretty decent. And if it does survive, which I doubt it will get a lot of counters. Wow. Yeah, I'm not sure why they didn't even block there. That was very strange. They would have had 9... Oh, so they got 4, 5... Is that only 5 zombies? Or is that 9 zombies? Can't tell where that number is, but... Yeah, so they probably could have survived if they blocked or everything, but that was really lucky, yeah. I should have probably done that earlier, to be honest, but yeah. If you guys enjoyed watching these videos today, don't forget to check out my other videos on my channel. And most of all, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this.